guys, welcome back to the channel, Riding Solo. And today we're going to be talking about some kind of interesting topic today. This is the 2023 Kawasaki ZX6R, and we're going to be talking about one of its main competitors, which they just released a trailer video last night of the 2026 KTM 990 RCR. So we're going to go on for a first ride, not a first ride, but just a ride and talk about the main competitors for all the new bikes that are coming out. So let's go ahead and give it a start up, and let's start talking about this conversation. All right, here we go. All right, let's get on this ride. We're going to talk about the KTM, the 990 RCR. And I'm at a Ducati Redmond right now because I just finished reviewing one of their bikes, and you guys will be seeing that coming soon. So yesterday they just released a trailer to the 2026 KTM, the 990 RCR. Let me check my visor here. And pretty much they had all the moto journalists and all those guys reviewing the bike, but they probably under NDA or something like that, so they didn't release the actual track videos and road videos of it. But a few of the guys, I think it was Bike World, kind of released some shorts and talking about the bike and some of the changes, some of the options and features that the bike has, which is crazy. We're gonna get into it here in a minute. The KTM is making 130 horsepower, guys. That's leading the class in the super sport division, which is really something. And like I said, nowadays everybody's coming out with the twins and the triples and everything. So let's see if we can get it in a neutral, guys. The twins and the triples. So KTM is doing the same thing, going down that same route. They're kind of getting rid of inline four. It's going to deliver power very different than this bike. This bike is high revving, 16,000 red line. I think that bike's going to red line at about 10,000, 10.5 maybe. But it's going to have that torque that this bike doesn't have, which is going to make it really faster off the line. And when you're coming out of the corner of the apex, you're going to have that torque right away. This bike here don't start making torque to higher in the RPMs, right, guys? So the KTM, not only is they coming with Brembo style limbers and pretty much all the tech options you can think of, the TFT display is the biggest display I've ever seen. So this display that's on the the 990 RCR is literally, it looks 12 inches, guys. I mean, now the gold standard is the 5-inch TFT, but KTM pretty much said, you know what, we're gonna go double the size of everybody else. Pretty much, you know. So it's like that display has got to be 10 or 12 inches, guys. It's got to be. And not only that, is it's huge. It's also touchscreen. That display is touchscreen, guys. And I saw this last night when the guys from Bike World were talking about it. But I have never seen a bike with a touchscreen. That's like an iPad or something in a car or something. Let's open this visor so I can get some air. It's kind of getting a little warm in here for me. But KTM is really ready to race type of bike. They're coming out with two versions of the RC. The 990 RCR, which is going to be a road street version, and then also a track version. I think it comes out in February of 2026. But I think they're going to release the road bike first, and then so I think that's probably going to be maybe the end of the year or maybe beginning of the 2026. With that being said, that bike's going to be coming with everything: turn-by-turn navigation, cruise control, pretty much corner ABS, traction control, pretty much every premium option you could think of, guys. So that's the direction that a lot of these newer bikes are coming out with. The Yamaha, the R9, the Ducati V2, and now the KTM, the 990 RCR. They're pretty much as standard because they know people are riding these bikes on the road like I am right now. I ride this bike to work every single day, right, guys? It would be nice to have, you know, navigation on here and cruise control, guys, you know. So a lot of these companies are thinking about that, right? So that bike's coming with all the bells and whistles, you know, navigation, cruise control, you know, wheelie control, slide control, like from the factory, you know. So I think Suzuki, Kawasaki, and Honda really need to step the game up with the update department, because let's make sure that camera's still on. Yep. Because Suzuki and Honda, they haven't updated their bikes in I don't know when. I mean, the Triple R SP has been updated. You know, has all the latest great tech and everything. But for some reason, well, at least here in America, we don't have the updated version of the CBR 600. It's kind of outdated. Kawasaki has kind of been on that top end of, you know, just kind of making improvements every year. So I have the 2023 model, and for the 24 model, they gave it the TFT display, which was something I really wanted. So I'm gonna have to get over here because I forgot I'm going East Lake Sammamish. Let me get over here, guys. Shut that visor, and we'll continue this conversation about the 990 RCR. I'm excited about this bike, guys, because I love KTM motorcycles. Kawasaki is my brand, right? I can say that faithfully. Kawasaki is, I love Kawasaki more than any brand out there, more than any fancy brand, any other brand, right? But I also like KTM because you don't see a whole lot of KTMs on the road. You see like the RC390 and the Dukes and everything, but you don't see, I think I might have seen like one Super Duke, but I have never seen 1190, you know, RCR. Let's get that shift going. But you don't see a lot of KTM bikes on the road, especially sport bikes. So with that being said, a long time ago they came out with that track version, I think it was the RC8, and that bike sold out like immediately. So with that being said, I honestly would love to get my hands on the new KTM, the 990 RCR, just to compare it to this bike. I literally want to buy it just so I can compare it to this bike and see how it compares. I think the ZX6R is still relevant because it still has that inline 4 and that top end power. But like far as the updates, Kawasaki, anybody from Kawasaki see this video, please, for me, update the bike and throw the kitchen sink at it. You know, I feel like Kawasaki is now getting left behind. You know, the same thing with the R9 has replaced the R6, but the R9 pretty much, man, I'm gonna tell you, the R9 is killing the game. They just won the MotoGP Supersport title, so they beat Ducati and MV Agusta and all those guys. So with that being said, you know, with all these new bikes in the class, which is the R9, the Ducati V2, and the new KTM 990 RCR, I think Kawasaki need to refresh this bike just because it's getting a little left behind as far as the technology go and the bells and whistles, guys. So I think what Kawasaki needs to do to kind of keep up with everybody is please, somebody from Kawasaki see this video so we can get a new middleweight super sport bike. What I hope Kawasaki does is you know, to kind of keep up with the new V2 and the R9 as far as technology go, is upgrade the brakes. So let's get some Brembos, let's get some Salimas in here. You know, the Nissan brakes are pretty solid, but I think we need more. I'm on East Lake Sammamish, guys. Look at that view. Look how beautiful. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Let's get on the gas. Woo! There we go. That ZX6R is definitely not a slouch, guys. Definitely not a slouch. Let's give it another pull. We're gonna go from first this time. Let's slow it down. We're gonna hit it in first. Woo! That thing is a screamer, boy. So with that being said, I think Kawasaki need to take this ZX6R and throw the kitchen sink at it. I don't think they need to call it a 636 anymore. Let's look at that view. Woo! Man, I think they need to upgrade it to a ZX7R. And not only throw the kitchen sink at it with the brakes for us, the Brembos and everything, give it a bigger TFT display. Give it all the rider modes and all the technology like all the R9 has in the V2 and the KTM. You know, this bike here pretty much is the same for the 25 version, to where all you have is low power mode and high power mode, and then 3 levels of traction, right? I feel like if Kawasaki turns this bike into a ZX7R, give it a bigger TFT display, Brembo style brakes, give it corner and ABS, traction control, wheelie control, slide control, launch control, give it turn-by-turn navigation, give it cruise control. I would even give it heated grips because the ZX10R has heated grips, right? And not only that, here's the kicker, guys. If Kawasaki was to give this new ZX7R 150 horsepower, they would mic drop on everybody else. They would mic drop and then offer it at the same price, the $12,000 price or whatever it is for the ZX6. Oh man, that bike would be killing the game, right, guys? But I don't know, for some reason Kawasaki and Suzuki, they'd be like hesitant to update their bikes a ton. They'll do like little small doodads here and there. Man, that's a beautiful view, guys. But I feel like it's kind of getting left behind. But that KTM dude is gonna be as of the right now. I made a whole video about this, and I'm gonna be releasing it about the top 5 best super sports. I'm gonna give you a little spoiler alert right here. I feel like the R9 was guys at the top of the game, but I think with the release of the new KTM, the 990 RCR, I think the R9 is gonna get beat out, guys, because not only is the KTM got the power, I think it's got the handling and the agility, not only the power and torque, just the sheer technology and all the bells and whistles. I think it's going to be way better than the R9, guys. I think it's going to be way better. Like I said, the R9 and the Panigale V2 are pretty close. They're really close. Like I said, it was a tough fight this year in the Supersport division in MotoGP with the V2 and the Yamaha R9. But like I said, the R9 was just flawless this year, guys. But this Supersport division is really stacked and competitive. I feel like it's more competitive than ever in the middleweight division. Let's get it leaned over on the cold tires. Yeah, but that color, I think it comes in the 990 RCR comes in like a gunmetal gray looking color with like orange decals, and then it comes with the traditional KTM that bright orange, right? So I think if I was to buy one, I'd have to have the bright orange because I love the bright colors. I think let's talk about the pricing, right? So the R9 I think is $12,000, and the Ducati start set with the base V2 is $15,000, and I think with the S model, which you're gonna be getting O-lens and all that, I mean that's what makes Ducati different than the rest of them. They come with O-lens and everything. With that being said, the Ducati starts at 15, and then it goes up with the S model to 18,000, 18 to 19,000, and the KTM, here we go, $13,500. Oh man, that's right in the middle. It's not cheaper than the ZX6. You know, It's not priced like the Suzuki or the Honda. You know, obviously Suzuki, you know, you can't beat the Gixxer 600 price. It's like $10,000 or something like that. I've even found some for like $9,000. But the price of the KTM is just going to be unbeatable for what you're getting, because you're getting pretty much everything. So with that being said, I think I'm going to have to try, you know, my wife only lets me have one bike at a time, but I think I might have to talk to her about buying this bike for the channel, just because I know it's going to be such a rare bike. No one's going to have it. I don't think there's going to be a ton of videos on YouTube about it. So me as a person, I like being different than other YouTubers as far as motorcycle content and the bikes they're purchasing. I'm not going to be buying bikes just because that's what get views and clicks. I'm going to get bikes because I like to be different. I see everybody with the same bikes, the H2s, you know, some kind of fancy Ducati, you know, some kind of fancy MV Agusta, you know, Super Veloce or something. I mean, Aura Edition or whatever, but it's like, I like to be different. So I feel like if I was to buy the KTM, the 990 RCR is different than a lot of other motorcycle content creators. And then I'll give something for some people that are interested in the middleweight super sport division to see and get to see it reviewed and written. If I buy that bike, I'm definitely going to take it to the track and do a track comparison versus this the 636. Maybe I'll get my buddy to ride the 636 and I'll ride the KTM, and then we can switch and see how they feel and how they compare. But when it comes to all these super sport bikes, man, they all that torque kicks in higher in RPM. It pulls you like a rocket ship, guys. I'm gonna have him ride it, and then we'll switch and kind of compare and see how it is. But I think, man, all these bikes are evenly matched. I think when it comes down to it, it comes to the rider, guys. I don't think these bikes are too close in horsepower, torque, technology, and everything. So I think when it comes down to it, all these bikes, the Gixxer 600, the CBR 600, the ZX6, the V2, the R9, the KTM 990 RCR, I think all these bikes are evenly matched. When it comes down to it, it's going to be who the best rider is. So with that being said, I'll post this video as soon as possible, probably tonight or tomorrow. So like I said, the competition, man, in every class, the beginner class, the middleweight super sport division, and the 1000 division, and like I said, hyper nakeds and all, everything's pretty close, guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this video here. Thanks for tuning in to Riding Solo. I'm your host, Dion. Like and share, subscribe to the channel so YouTube pushes the content out. So that's gonna allow me to review more bikes and, you know, do more vlogging and talk about more interesting topics on my daily vlog rides. So you guys have a good one.